All right, and a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show for Saturday, September 28th. We've got a huge day of college football. It's a must-win day for a lot of teams out there, and it's a must-win day for you, for me. We're going to give you a bunch of winners here in just a moment. Hang on for the ride, and don't wait for any previews. Just have your pens, pencils, and rotation orders ready, man, because I'm just going to be firing my picks because we've got only 2.5 hours leading right into continuous coverage here as we go with our UFC live betting stream show with the gang from Paris. They're not in Paris, you know where they're at in the virtual studios here, but we're going to have a live coverage certainly of that early card that starts at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Here on Saturday. So looking forward to that with the guys. We got to be out of here basically by 11:30 or so Eastern and 8:30 my time. So we're going to roll with the plays pretty much. We're going to roll with the plays. Just get ready and give some instruction for Thomas, man. If we get anybody we agreeing with you and me, Thomas, it's a consensus play. You hear me? You hear me on this one. We want a little more consensus, so let's just find some people that agree with us, and we're gonna go with it because I want to win today, and hopefully you do too, especially after yesterday. How did we do in college football here? Well, I think I swept the board. Yeah, Virginia Tech did a great job. What a finish! What a game that was! And yeah, Miami hangs on. Tech gets the money pretty much with ease. It felt like with their great play yesterday, and we gave out the over here on the show. My premium pick was on Virginia Tech. I'm sure you guys got that when the way I was describing that game, that Miami'd have a real tough time just eking out a victory, and that's what they did. The closest of margins with that Hail Mary, man. I guess you could have almost made an argument that it was complete, incomplete, out of bounds, upside down. I don't know what was going on there. Instant replay looked like a bad stream. So, but a great game nonetheless. And of course, we did also win it last night with Rutgers over Washington. Yeah, it took a missed field goal to do it, but you got to be on the right side of these. But we also had the premium pick winner. A lot easier on the premium picks, it felt like, with the under in Washington and Rutgers. So let me roll with the plays today, and I'm just going to give them to you. Maybe have a note or two, but with so many games and so little time, just going to have to trust the man here on a Saturday like this, and also be ready. We'll have those steam plays from the FCS games and those 3 extra board games, and there's no rhyme nor reason. So hopefully you have your own power numbers. Maybe you don't even play those, but I'm going to put you ahead of the curve. If you're sitting there with your books open that carry FCS, I'm probably going to give you the advantage of at least maybe a fractions of a point, get you on the right side. And if you like the other side, hey, you might even get a middle out of it or so. Just be ready and listen for those moves. We'll just give them out as they come along here on the show. We also had some premium pick winners in baseball yesterday, including the Phillies and the Nationals game to go over. Yeah, we had the Padres and the Diamondbacks under, White Sox and Tigers. Great call, you guys, yesterday in that one, didn't you? Here we had the under as the premium pick winner, also under Astros and Guardians. A lot of premium pick winners on the under yesterday, and the consensus winner too. Even though they changed the pitcher on us, but let's take credit for one. We needed it with the Mariners there last night. So also we did come home with some winners here on the show in the CFL, didn't we? With Winnipeg, also the over in Hamilton and BC. Did split my releases there on the Winnable app. And hockey was nice too. Felt like yesterday with those winners that we brought there, no doubt about it. Yesterday we almost we did a pretty good job. I think we were 4-2 there overall. We had winners yesterday with the Blue Jackets on the winnable free plays. Blue Jackets puck line, laid the Islanders on the puck line, got that winner there. We laid the Stars there. And how about Minnesota? Did they ever stop scoring in that game? I guess Winnipeg got a few goals. There were a lot of goals yesterday night. We even talked about that early winner with Buffalo. I'm not going to take credit for that, but saying, it looked like Buffalo playing well in the preseason, and great novelty game there for the Munich Red Bull team. But man, if you watch that game, it would look like an NHL team against a team from Germany opening a new arena. So also we had the winner last night, Utah and VGK over in that 5-2 game. So hopefully going to give you a lot of winners. Just check me out over at winnable.com. Use the promo code STEAM. I've already got 2 college football packages loaded up, my early release and my midday release. And we're going to wait to release the late plays. I want to get everyone signed up, and I'll have my play in the big game tonight. Of course, Alabama and Georgia, game of the year so far. It might be the game of the year. Keep your eyes open. Don't want to miss something. But if you go over the Winnable app, the Winnable site, it's a browser based, but you can get my plays there and get it on Apple Pay. And I've got it real inexpensive for you today. Get signed up with me. I also send out some free plays. I've already sent out a big time consensus report as well. You get signed up for 0. My best plays are behind a paywall. Use the promo code STEAM here. I'm never going to give up that tout life. No chance. Not as long as I've been around here, but I'm going to give you a bunch of information about who the touts are on today and who the public's on, who the sharps are on, and that's what the show is all about. So join me over at winnable.com. You can click the QR code in the upper right-hand corner there as well. Take you right to that site, and you get signed up with me for a bunch of plays today. I'm going to have probably over 24 premium pick plays, but also we'll have some free content, including, hey, how about it? Well, I think I made the correct call on the AFL Grand Final. Anybody watch the game last night? Katy Perry was the halftime show, so it was big time, right? I mean, that's like NFL quality. So, yeah, we did give out the winner last night, certainly in the AFL Grand Final. We gave out a projection, basically the projection in the game was, to take Brisbane and the over, and that's what they did. Certainly it was, we didn't know if we expected that kind of blowout, but certainly had the right sides there. If you played my projection and just played it against the line there yesterday, Brisbane was an underdog by about 4.5 points or so. You might even got 5 or 5.5, but they get the win in the AFL Grand Final. So that's the kind of information you're going to get. Maybe not much more than college football and baseball. And also my UFC package is up there for the subscribers today. I picked my fight, my winner, and how it's going to finish. So going to give you a full card look. Of course, I host a podcast, as well as my guys from First Strike here on the channel who are going to guide you through the card. And I'm going to hang out with them probably in the chat. They don't need me, man. They're experts, but my picks are up and ready on that Winnable app. So please just go grab that. It's just a few bucks in there, and it shows your support for me here on the show. Okay, talk long enough. Got to get ready with these games, but I want to say hello to all of my closest friends here in the chat all-stars, and feel free comment at any time on any game, and I'll try to get it on the screen. But if you're rolling with me, we're going to go in time order, starting at noon Eastern, and it's time, then rotation. Want to say hello and good morning to my right-hand man, my virtual Ed McMahon is Thomas Lewis, and he's going to hopefully let's get some more consensus, Thomas. I'll tell you what, if it's you and me that agree on the game, that could be a consensus here. We want to get a few more plays. We want everybody to chip in, and hey, if we're wrong, Thomas, they can type in their picks in the chat. Maybe it'll help get us on the right side. So let's do that. Let's have a little more consensus. I know it's crazy on Saturday. Hello to Lando here. M Looks is here. Joey Harb is ready to go. Sancho, it's going to be an awesome day. We're in it right now. I mean, I'm watching Man City and Newcastle over here. I'm watching waiting for the fog delay to end here in the President's Cup golf. And, of course, waiting for the goal rush here. I didn't have any premiums in soccer today, but maybe when we get into conference play here in college football, that'll help things out a little bit. And let's say hello to, let's see, who else? M Looks is here. Of course, the real Justin McKelvey in the chat. Jerry Norris. Hello to Odds Bunch. Always an honor to have Odds Bunch in here. And hopefully we get some more action from Darvish here. And who else we got? Oh, is that thanks. Is that Sharpie's account too? That is an awesome honor, actually. I love the coverage that he brings us with all the great analysts that he has on as well. Andrew G, hello. And who else? I'm going quick because I want to get to these games and just get the picks out there. Here's Darren today, and uh, Dana Delp in the chat, Cliff Lloyd as well. And yeah, we did have some weather concerns here. There have been a few games just postponed and even canceled here. You probably know the big one, of course, with Liberty and Appalachian State. That town, right? You're not going to play any football game in that town that has had such a tough time. Really, one of the roughest hit towns right there where that game was to be played. So Nate D here, he's ready to roll with an over, rolling to get and real deal prime. All right, let's just go, man. Let's just go and get started. I'm just going to give you my play. Of course, never going to miss the opportunity to give myself a chance to give you my favorite side or total, or probably my secondary choice if it's a premium here. I've already got uh, about 20 plays out there for today. So I'll just go with the game here. And also, these lines might be a couple hours old. So I'll be updating those as we go along, as well as a little bit of steam action here. And I think I even had one in baseball. Just a couple start us off with here. And while you got the Sharpie in here, I'm just going to roll this Don Best steam off here. They took the Colorado Rockies today against the Dodgers with Senzatella. That's a little bit difficult to swallow, but certainly the Dodgers here just trying to mosey on through and get now to the postseason now they can, and got Yamamoto, such a big favorite. Also, the Nationals took the steam against Philly. Now that seemed a lot more reasonable. We've seen some vulnerability here with the Phillies moving down the stretch, maybe just getting ready for the postseason, maybe just showing a little bit of their flaws towards the end of the season here and against some, not to say weaker teams, but over the last few games or so. So steam came in on Washington there. Just a couple of dogs here taking action from the Sharps. All right. Northern Illinois and NC State will start us off here and get everything in position here and ready. I'm, again, just going to go with the plays pretty much. If I have a note or two, certainly can add it here. But with Northern Illinois and NC State in this one. You see the total there, 47. Hope that noise of that computer, you guys. I apologize for that in the background there. It's kind of bothering me a little bit, but hopefully you guys aren't hearing it too much. Here, just give it a little tap. All right. And I got a premium pick on the under in this one. So this one's seen a pretty sharp move here a little bit. I think to Northern Illinois, there were certainly bigger numbers out there, but I thought it was reasonable. I would have liked to have had a shot at those numbers that were close to double digits here. I would think I'd probably still be in the neighborhood for taking Northern Illinois here. This one might be a little bit nondescript for NC State in this one. And I think the fact that maybe it will be a low-scoring game kind of gives Northern Illinois a chance maybe to stay within a touchdown here. And, man, that's tough because I do have, like I said, a premium on the total. But I think you heard what I was saying, and I would just end up probably taking the 7.5 here in this one. I think it's definitely moved down here a little bit from 8. I'm just going to give out Northern Illinois here as my play, but I do like the total quite a bit. And Darren also will take the points with me. That's almost a consensus. Need 3, but go ahead and chime in if you guys can. And almost, Thomas, almost. I don't want to keep you too busy. Two is not enough. I know 3s are a minimum rule here a little bit. Fernando, thank you for giving out a little soccer action there in the chat. We'll get ready for the games coming up here. A lot of great games already underway in the international schedule. And there's an MLS card. I'd love to be able to get around to some MLS tonight. I'm not sure I will, but already enter over Udinese 1-0 in their matchup. All right, let's keep it moving here right now. And go with Maryland, and they're taking on Indiana today. The Hoosiers here are a 7-point favorite, and I'm going to go with the favored Indiana Hoosiers here in this one. Cappers are pretty heavy on Indiana here. I do like the under here, but man, this one's already, I couldn't even give it out as a free play at this point. It definitely was higher. Even a slowpoke like me was able to get a better number than this. And I would think it's still going to be pretty close to that 49 range in this game today. I don't know if I'm willing to give it out here. We see Man City and Newcastle finishing that game at 1-1. So I'm going to go ahead and give out Indiana here. I think they can get this number. I think they can get close to a double-digit victory here over Maryland in this one. Got Justin. He'll take the points, however. And want to say hello to the Earl brothers here. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Love the fact that, I don't know if I plan it or whatever, but seems like right when I get off the air, that's when Earl Sports Bet show starts. So I go over there and listen a little bit. Don't bother them too much in the chat there, but does seem like that's what happens every morning there. And when I get done here with this show, go look at the YouTube subscriptions, and there they are, right there, pretty much just right in the few. Yeah, I might overlap them a little bit, but I'm just talking a bunch of things, anyways. All right, I'll go against here the favored Hoosiers here in this one. All right, Buffalo taking on Connecticut here. I got a premium pick on the total here, so I won't dive too much into it, but I do like Connecticut here. I think the price has gone a little high, but I can only favor Connecticut right now, it feels like, in this one. Already here at 6. It was as low mostly as 4.5. DraftKings opened it up real low, but nonetheless, it's mostly been just a little bit under a touchdown here. It feels like handicappers are going to be on Connecticut today pretty heavy. The steam came in on Connecticut, the widely reported steam on Connecticut. So I'm going to roll with Connecticut as well here in this one and take them at -6. All right, Darren down there back on that Hoosier game. Western Kentucky and Boston College. I got a premium on the side here in this one, but definitely going to look to the total here. The steam came in on Western Kentucky. The steam came in on the under, but I think it's only provided with a little bit of chance here for me to go over in this one with Western Kentucky and Boston College. That's the way I'm going to play it. Definitely been a big move here, much as 5 points, it feels like, on that total. Was as high as 54, 55, 56 even at some, and now you're looking here total down near 49. So I think that's just put me in the range to go on the over here. No doubt, hard pressure to the under in this game, surely by some pretty sharp folks, but I'm going to bounce back here with the over. Public's a little bit on the over here. I'm going to come in on the over as well. Saw BC, definitely it was a double-digit favorite when this one opened up, so pretty big move on Western Kentucky here, and handicappers seem to prefer Western Kentucky as well. And hey, Wine Times here. Thank you. And thank you for the nice comments there. I sent out my report to these guys. And again, you can get the consensus report by joining me over at Winnable. But I sent out a report that has all the best handicappers that I follow. I'm an aggregator. I like to accumulate a lot of information as well and kind of mesh it in with my own and come up with what I think are the best plays, whether it be the sharp side, the contrarian side, the handicapper side, or the public side. It's me that makes the final decision here on these games for sure. Darren went with Connecticut. Erica Taylor, she's ready for some baseball action. Oh my gosh, we're going to get there, hopefully, but it's going to be at the end, Erica. And do have some baseball for sure for everyone. David Wallace, hello. And let's see, who else? We're ready to keep it rolling here with the plays. Darren likes Boston College in this one, -7.5. All right, here we go. And keep it moving right now with Nebraska and Purdue, big noon kickoff here in this one. And well, I'm a big Nebraska honk. You guys probably know that watching me every time. But man, I don't think I'm going to trust them here as a double-digit favorite. Mel, you think of these Big Ten games, and maybe there will be some scoring, but the steam has come in here on the over for sure. And well, it is 49 after all. I'll call it 47 here right now. Nebraska 10-point favorite, maybe 9.5 at a few spots. Maybe because I'm about to say I'm on Purdue here, plus 10, plus 9.5. I'm willing to take them here. Look, the experts seem to prefer the under in this one. I might think the steam could be right, actually, here. I know Big Ten, we're thinking it could be a little bit clunky, but I don't know right now. This is a little bit different, Nebraska, and they're on the road after all, so they're probably a little bit vulnerable. I'm taking Purdue plus 10 points against the Huskers. Kentucky and Ole Miss here in this one. And well, maybe if you think Ole Miss is a little bit overrated, maybe you think they're right where they need to be here in this one. They are 14.5, 15-point. Man, is it 16 now at Bet Online? Shows you how much this thing. I tried to be conservative because I don't know. I think could be a one-sided game. Obviously, it is a 2-touchdown spread, so give Kentucky a little bit of credit here. They took the steam back whenever, but look, that was when the line was up near 17 or more, it felt like, and then it came down. Now it seems to be going back up here, approaching kickoff. So I'm going to take the over here at 51.5 with Kentucky and Ole Miss. I think cappers are pretty much split on this total, but the steam came in on the over here, and that's the way I'm going to roll with this game. I think Mississippi, I'm not sure they're going to be stopped here, and man, at 16 now, it is getting a little bit dicey, but you know what? I probably think that they're going to be able to get their team total at least here. The steam came in, as I said, Kentucky in the over, but I'm on the over here in this one. All right, should be a good game despite 16. And let's see here, we've got Thomas Lewis here on Ole Miss. Justin is going to take on Ole Miss, and Jeff Schramm says, "Hey everyone, you got to know if you're going to take Boston College, like some people might be, that their quarterback is out." And I think that's why we've seen that move, from double digits here with Castellanos. Obviously, great numbers, and they'll have Grayson James in there today, getting the start for BC. And like I said, I'm still on the over here. So if it gives you any indication the way I'm looking at the game a little bit. All right. Yeah, I'm going to take the over here, though, with Kentucky and Ole Miss. All right. Hey, here's one a lot of people are talking about, a lot of people are interested in. I'll tell you what, some of the sharpest of the sharp seem like they're on Kansas State here in this one. And, well, should be it feels like it will be a better game than Kansas State getting maybe a double-digit win here. Steam early came in on Oklahoma State in this one. The current spread is 6, and that total, man, it's already 58 now. Oh, be still my heart. I get it. I guess the steam came in rolling on the over. I'm not sure handicappers are convinced on the over, and I think I'm kind of siding with that position a little bit. Certainly, the public is a little bit on the under, it feels like to me, tickets-wise. I'm going with the under. I kind of want to go with the under here as a premium, but I'd already penciled it in, and there's a ton of games, so man, it was. What did I update it there from 56.5 here, but now 58 under 13 at Bet Online, 58 at Bovada. Really like the under here, you guys. It feels like a premium for me, actually. I know it's probably gonna flirt there in the low 50s for sure. It's not like it's gonna be a total, low score. Here's Thomas on Kansas State in this one. Old D, hello and thank you for joining me. Fernando, thank you for holding it down there with the soccer action. And Darren here will lay that good number with Kansas State. That probably is what he had already got it at, certainly. And Dana Delp likes Ole Miss in that game we talked about. All right, we'll keep on rolling though, and I'm going to take the under with Oklahoma State and Kansas State. I like that one kind of strong, actually. South Florida is taking on Tulane here in this one, and I went with a premium. Whoop, whoop. I went with a premium here on the side with South Florida and Tulane. So I'm going to go with the under here right now at, oh boy, see how this works? Down to 60 and a half. I'm going to be on some moving sides for sure. That's just the nature of the game with me. And, maybe it does squeeze me out here a little bit at 60 and a half now, but I'm already kind of committed to this one on the under. I think that move might not help me at all, but does maybe give an indication here in this one, the direction I want to go here. Handicappers are going to prefer South Florida pretty heavy here. It looks like maybe by a 7-1 margin, the way I have it right now. I'm showing that, man, it looks like it's getting pretty steamy here actually with this game moving to the under. Let's see if there's any. Feel like it was a move, but right now it's just showing that what I'm telling you right now with that 1.5 point move. It didn't send out any steam. Seems like we're not getting our steam yet. Hope we get some better moves here. I'm already been on the air half an hour. These big time bettors betting yet? Here's Darren with USF. All right, next up, Navy and UAB here in this one. And got Navy here on the road. We're going to be having a lot of finals here in a second now with the soccer action wrapping up. All right, Navy here, 4-point favorite on the road, and I'm going to take my UAB Blazers here in this one. I don't know if I trust Navy. They did take the steam here in this one. I don't mean not trust them. I mean, they're undefeated after all. They're looking pretty good, but I'm going to try to grab the Blazers here in this one. And talked about, I think we were on the air when there was some steam to the over, and I was all excited about it. But look at how this thing is back down to 56 or so. I don't remember what we said it was at that time, but I know this number did get a little bit higher than this, and it's actually starting to come back down. And while I am kind of high on the UAB offense, even though they are 1-2 right now, I just like them as an offensive team. Defense, I think it could be a hard time. Handicappers are definitely on the over here, but I'm taking UAB in this one +4 against Navy. Darren's on Navy. Hello to Jermaine. He's here. Next up is BYU and Baylor. Nice contest here with Baylor, a 3-point favorite, and the total just 47. I want to be a believer in BYU here, but man, handicappers are big on Baylor, and looking a little deeper, I can see why. The move has been slight, but it's on Baylor here. The widely reported steam came on the over here in this one, and I don't know. I kind of wanted to play this game, and I'm just going to take Baylor here, -3 points. That's what I've signed up for. Justin's on Baylor. Thomas is on BYU. ESB says, why'd this one go from a pick to 4? And that's what I thought, too. And I just couldn't wait anymore. I mean, look, obviously UAB has a quarterback that can chuck it around for better, for worse, and do some good things offensively. So I don't think there was anything necessarily injury-based in that game. So, all right. And in this one, I'm going to grab Baylor here minus the points and see some trends there. We got a little bit of steam here. Reds and Cubs, first 5 over. How about that? We rarely see that, but Reds and Cubs, the first 5 over here in this one. All right. Thank you, guys. And I'll keep it moving on with Minnesota and Michigan here. And you have Michigan, 10.5 point favorite here in this one. Total, man, down to 34.5. Ooh, I can't stomach that. I get it. I know it's going to be one of those Big Ten games now. That's obvious, but that's too low for me. Yeah, 34.5 even makes it dangerous. So since I'm just a degenerate, I'll probably buy it down, make sure I get off of that 34 even here. It'll probably be 34 points exactly. That's what it feels like. But I'm going to take the over here in this one. Michigan is a 10.5 point favorite right now in this game. It might be a little bit lofty here to cover double digits right now. I know handicappers are pretty heavy on Minnesota here by well over a 2-1 margin in this one. And I think they're relatively split on the total despite this big move here, at least 5 points off some openers here. Even Bet Online opened it at 40 here. That was probably a little high, but man, 37 maybe right in there. I'm going to take the over here now. Over adjustment feels like for me. I'm going to go over. All right. And let's see, Thomas Lewis was on Michigan there. And let's see if are we talking this one or that last one? Here's Thomas going over as well. Oh, yeah, here we go. Only looking to Michigan. That seems, I think that's kind of the contrarian side, actually. It feels like now all of a sudden from the Cappers. So interesting look there. All right. Let's keep it rolling right now. Go to Ball State and James Madison. You talk about moves. I think this one is probably the most expected move of the week, right? Even off the openers, it almost seemed like they didn't adjust, or maybe the public was coming in fast and heavy. It feels like on JMU here. It doesn't feel like, I get it. You know, James Madison might be the flavor of the week. And all that, but I'm not sure I want to do any James Madison in this one. And the total too, up to 55, 56 here, right? And coming off the wild game that they had with the Heels, I think that's just set the public ablaze here in this one. I can't do it. I mean, I'll adjust my power ratings later. I can only recommend the under here. Handicappers are almost unanimous on the over. I can't stop them. I'm showing a 5-1 ratio here. Cappers on the over. The steam came in, James Madison, but it also came in reportedly on the under after it already shot up to as high as 57.5. I'm going to go under. With Ball and JMU. I can't see 120 points again being scored. I guess I can't even see 60 points being scored realistically here. Maybe it'll be, instant replay of the last game. I'm sure everyone's going to be all over these Dukes here. Let's see what we got. If anything. All right. Justin going to take Ball. And ESB got Ball at 21. Should be the ultimate letdown here in this one. And couldn't agree more. All right. And it feels like not only that, getting great value too. It feels like with Ball. All right. Next up, hey, Texas State and Sam Houston. Which conference you going to be in next? To Texas State is the question here at this point. But, hey, going up against Sam, they're going to be a double-digit favorite on the road here. Well, not so fast. Now, this one will be played at Energy Stadium in Houston, so a little bit of a neutral site game here, if you will. But nonetheless, I think I want to take Sam here with double digits in this one. Open mostly 7.5s and 8s out there, it seemed like, but I realistically couldn't see this one being more than a touchdown game on the projections here. The steam came in on Texas State, certainly, and the steam came in on the under here, and that kind of caught my eye because I wasn't so sure about that. If maybe, I don't know if the home, the fact the game is played in a neutral site and the big stadium comes into play, but I would think this one's going to be, I don't know, in the 60s here possibly. But I'll take Sam plus 10 against Texas State in this one. Jermaine's going to tease it down big time here, it feels like, in this one. All right. And we'll keep moving here. We got to get all these games in, get off here before the coverage from the UFC. Eastern Michigan taking on Kent State. Well, they can't all be winners. A lot of people certainly have Kent State rated as the worst team in the country right now at 0-4 here. And, well, whether or not that's going to put you on them or not, look, they've lost their quarterback. They've lost every game. They've lost just about everything else so far. So I don't think I want any part of Kent State, and I don't know if I can stomach laying a premium with Eastern Michigan despite their 3-1 record so far. So I'm just going to take Eastern Michigan here, lay 2 touchdowns on the road. I definitely have a premium on this one with the total. So I'll just say Eastern Michigan for me, minus 14 points. The steam came in on the under in this game, driving it down here from maybe as high as 48.5, the opener at Bovada, all the way down to this 45.5. But man, Eastern Michigan, they should be scoring touchdowns all day, it feels like. Hello to Subhuman in the chat. We're looking forward to the show here in just a couple of hours with the coverage from Paris. All right, Georgia Southern taking on Georgia State here. Georgia State, a 3-point favorite in this one, and I'm really mixed on the side. This one's falling right pretty much on my number. I don't see a lot of my favorite cappers on it. Maybe we can get some input from me here to pick this one, but I would just think this one's kind of been the move on Georgia State. I don't know if I think that's necessarily right. I thought Pick'em seemed like a pretty good number here, actually. So just judging from the ratings that I have in the game, I'm going to go with a free play here on Georgia Southern plus 3. I just feel like maybe I'm missing something in this game. There wasn't really a lot of injury talk or anything about this. So just seemed like a strong move. I don't think it's even very sharp. I show cappers are kind of split in this one right now. And I got it as a toss up. So give me the 3 points here with Georgia Southern in this one. We've got, let's see, maybe SB is going to agree with me. Thank you, Subhuman, for the plays in soccer. As we're almost ready to roll here in a few minutes with the soccer action, for the main soccer action, I think, for everybody. All right, Louisiana here and Wake Forest. And this one, I can't talk too much. I played the total pretty early and got a good number. So I think it will be a high-scoring game here in this one. I definitely think we're reaching 60 points, maybe even a little more here. I don't think I can give it out now at this big number here necessarily. Was as low as most of the openers, I think 58.5. Hey, it's those Mets. And I know that's a favorite here, but the steam is actually coming in on the over. Mets and Brewers game, steam coming in over 8. It's going to be shooting up here to 8.5 or more right now in that one. I was thinking the opposite there. Maybe that'll make me pause, but I'm probably going to be Met. I was thinking Mets and under there. I'll give out the plays. They're probably all going to be here on the show today. Probably no premiums in baseball. I want to roll this college football card here. All right, Louisiana and Wake. I'm on Wake here in this one at -3. The steam came in on Wake. I couldn't give this one out as a premium now either, I don't think, laying 3 points, but I still like Wake's chances to win and maybe cover. I see they're even 3.5 here at the square books right now. So it seems to be moving here on Wake, and I'm going to take Wake probably at the worst number possible. So we'll just do it as a free play here. I like the over. I got it a much better number, so I can't really say Even I guess I can say it. Arizona getting steamed right now against my Padres tonight. Padres have turned it into a bullpen game, and I'm seeing Arizona now maybe going to $1.60. I was going to kind of roll with the Padres tonight. I know that obviously the pennant, the wild card race is still hot there with Arizona in there, but I was going to give a chance for the Padres to maybe interfere a little bit in that one. We'll see what happens with after today, see what we need to do tomorrow, and how it's going to play out over the next 2 days after last night. But we'll hopefully get to some baseball here in just a moment. But give me this one. I'm going to take Wake here as my play on the show, and you're gonna have to put a hook on there. It feels like 3.5 there for the most part now. Thomas is on Wake here. Thomas was on the Mets in that one, and yeah, that's what I was thinking there. But I was gonna take him actually in that game, and Justin's ready. Everybody's ready. We got some drama here, at least in the baseball season. I'm not going to complain that a lot of stuff's been decided here. It's a big day today, and we'll have some action tomorrow, obviously, and then Monday. I think on Monday, right? All right. Our CS:GO play of the day from Truth Teller. Esports never sleeps. He'll take Vitality today. All right, let's keep it moving. Got to keep going with these college plays. Akron and Ohio here, and I'll get another one here where I played the over much earlier in the week on that early steam move and got it a much better number than this. So not giving anything out there. Just know that I'm on the over, and I think it could get north of 49 points here probably, but I think that's going to put me on Ohio here. Cappers seem to prefer Ohio. 75% of them that I saw are on Ohio here, and well, this number, just maybe that's why it's all the way down to 9. The move has clearly been on Akron here in this one. The steam came in on Akron here, but I want Ohio here at the best number now of 9. I am a little bit worried. Definitely looks a little bit sharp with that steam that came in, but I couldn't really uncover the reasoning for that, so I'm just going to play my number here at the 9. Jermaine took under. I don't think he's talking about. I don't think he's talking about this game here. Let's keep it rolling here with UMass taking on Miami of Ohio. I feel pretty strong about this game on the side, so I'm going to go with the total here in this one. And, well, the move has been a little bit to the under, I think. Most of the books open this one, 47, even 48, a little bit higher than this. It's down to 44.5. So I like the total under quite a bit. I think we've lost some value here for the most part in this one, so just going to give it out as my play here on the show. But this is going to be a rough day here for UMass. The steam came in on Miami of Ohio, but you know what? Some of the books opened it higher than this, so I don't know. Could be a little bit of value, in my opinion, on Miami of Ohio. Justin is on Miami of Ohio. Jermaine said he teased that total, is what he did. Yep. Okay, I got you. And I never mind that. Never mind that. I'm not that guy. Get get the right number in there. Don't be sitting there, with a square number, if you know what I mean. All right, keep going here with Colorado going up here against Central Florida. This one's going to attract a lot of eyeballs, I guess, here now. And I see handicappers. This is one of the most unanimous decisions of the day here in this one by far. It might be the most unanimous decision of paid cappers, in my opinion. I show no fewer than over 24 paid cappers that I follow through the forums, some of those sites that have those service play forums, and in the Telegram channels. All those guys, you know who they are, the guys that carry a big stick, and they're all over Central Florida. But you know what? I agree with them. I think this is not the situation for Colorado here. I think they'll there are spots for Colorado. We've already been okay with Colorado, but not today. I'm going to lay Central Florida here, and I'm not going premium. That it was lower, right? Actually, yeah, some of the books open this one as low as 11 points. Now, I think most of the books, by the time they got around to it, the ones that open up a little bit later were already at 14. But a lot of those sharp books that open up to that early action that want those max limit bets were able to get on that Central Florida at minus 11 or less. But I'll still take Central Florida here as my pick today. And I actually might pass on the total. Justin's on Colorado. Jermaine took more points with Colorado. He teased it up. Now I know what Jermaine likes to do. And so Thomas with me on Central Florida. And hello to Razor today as well. Thank you, Razor, for stopping by in the chat today. Have a great day. And keep rolling with some picks here. Got to keep going. Western Michigan and Marshall in this one. You've got Marshall, about a 5-point favorite here, mostly opened right around 4. There was even some 6s at some of the DraftKings opened this game up at 6. All right. So for me in this one, I had already played Western Michigan. I see what I got going here now. I already played Western Michigan much earlier in the week and took it up here to get at least 7 points in this one. So I do like Western Michigan, I guess is fair to say, but I'm going to take over as my official play here on the show at 54. I think we could head to the high 50s for sure in this one, especially if Western Michigan is able to put some points on the board, like I think I expect them to do so here. So I'm going to take the over as my play in this MAC game here right now. And let's take a look. Hello to Arnaz Little, my good friend there in the chat. Thank you. Good to see you here on a Saturday. And Justin is on Western Michigan. Yeah, it's all the way down to 4 there. So even I could, I don't want to give it out as a show play and say, hey, I got 7, blah, blah. But I'll be honest about it there. No, I'm never going to tell you when I got the worst of the number. No, I will. I'm final. All right. Okay, I think that's going to do it for this game. We'll keep moving on. TCU and Kansas right in this one with Kansas about a 2-point favorite here today, and the total at 59.5 currently. And I thought TCU, I think, to win this game. Actually, the handicappers I've seen are on Kansas. Not very many. I don't think this is a very popular game today, but it does seem to be kind of unanimous. Just a small volume of cappers here, but for sure the public feels like they're on Kansas. I'm showing tickets running about 3-1 on KU here, but I'm going to take TCU in this one. This game is being played at Arrowhead Stadium today. I don't know if that's a negative necessarily for Kansas or not playing the game on campus as they're playing this one in the big stadium here. I don't think that's part of my factor too much. Got a little baseball steam. Waiting on that FCS steam here soon, hopefully. Cardinals and Giants game total under here at 8. That's heavy. That's heavy. That's got to be down to 7 by now. I'm not going to peek at it with this college football going on, but there's some steam coming in. Cardinals and Giants. They might have took a juiced up number there and taken it under. Giants and Cards is the steam. All right, keep going here. I'm taking TCU in this one, and so is Thomas Lewis. We are on the consensus right there, Thomas and I. All right, Oklahoma and Auburn feels like a big game. Not sure it's going to be here. I'm not really, as a semi-Auburn fan, I don't know. I think I like both these teams equally in my heart here. And basically, it's just programs that have shown a loyalty to me in my days of, running sports bars and all that. But I do like this one as a defensive game, and so do cappers here. It feels like the steam came in on the under. You see it all the way down here to 44 right now. There's some 44 and a halves, and woo, yeah, I'm just gonna give it out as free play. That feels like we're running out of room here. Definitely got it in the low 40s here for sure. Was as high as 47 here, and yeah, I want the under for sure in this one. I've got a side. I'm not going to dive too much into it here. The widely reported steam did come in on Auburn, and they are the favorite here, obviously. Most of the books opened Oklahoma as a favorite. And there's been, certainly a little bit of news out there, of course, with Hawkins. He's the starter. So I'm like, what are we thinking here right now? I get it, but I'll just leave it at that. I'm going to go under, though, here with this one with Oklahoma and Auburn. All right. Thomas likes Oklahoma in the under. So we're on the under together there, Thomas. All right. Maybe it's going to be you and me, Thomas, the next show. It's going to be if you and I agree, it's going to be our consensus. It's a lot of games and everyone's just listening and trying to keep up. So maybe that's where it's going to be here. And I'm seeing that Brentford goal there right now, just hitting the back of the net. And I'm getting the replay here on the goal rush. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Got to keep going here, especially when this game that everyone's been talking about this week with UNLV going up against Fresno State. You know what? UNLV said, thanks, but no thanks. You don't want to be a part of what we're going on. It sounds like the kid got bad advice. He may have gotten a bad deal here. Look, Vegas has got a lot of money, man. I'm sure they're going to be just fine, especially if the guys up at the Circa want to start getting involved in NILs. Now, they don't allow that just yet, but those guys are pretty creative. And like I said, why wouldn't UNLV get back to the glory days, especially like in basketball or in football now, playing in the beautiful stadium? So, no, we're going to have some guys out there today. I'd love to make it out there with you guys. But I think we have a group of guys from all the networks. Some of the YouTube guys are hanging out here in Vegas this weekend. I thought they were going to go to the game, and I think they'll get a good one. I've got the over here for sure. I'm not worried. Look, UNLV said, you know what happened was, I think the story kind of leaked out here a little bit about how the Circa and my buddy Mike Palm from back in the day in La Jolla talked about getting some money together for this kid, making sure $100,000. Hey, you know what? Those guys have a lot of money. They're not, they're not crazy. They're not dumb. They just want to make sure that UNLV doesn't blow this opportunity. When they contacted UNLV and said, "Hey, is there any way we can assist in this situation?" UNLV said, guys, we're going to call you later. We'd love to do some business with you. We're interested, but just not with this kid. We're going to move forward with what we got. I think that's a good sign, especially for this Vegas team. They look very, very good, don't they? So let's just wrap it up kind of right there. Not much of a handicap. I've got the over here in this one, but I'm showing handicappers for sure. Staying on Vegas. A lot of them are here in Vegas. So I don't know. I feel pretty good about what they're doing here. I'm not too worried here. They're obviously going to have to change quarterbacks. And yeah, maybe there's a little bit, maybe this guy's overvalued himself a little bit. Give me the over here. Is that number right? 50 and a half. Maybe some 51s out there. That looks pretty juicy, actually. I think I might like this one. This feels like a premium here. I'm already on the side. You can figure out what I'm doing in the game, I'm sure. So I like this one pretty strong, actually, with the over in this game. All right. It looks like I got everybody riled up a little bit in that one. No, you guys are just talking a little soccer in there. All right, I'll keep moving on with Arkansas taking on Texas A&M today. This one being played, in Jerry's World. So Certainly going to be a big crowd, a great game, and I like this one to be an under for sure. We've seen the steady move here on the under. The steam came in on the under. Handicappers are preferring Arkansas here, and good luck to them. I know it's going to be nice, maybe getting a touchdown here against A&M, but I've got a few concerns here. Look, I don't think we've seen much movement. I know DraftKings opened this one pretty high, and Bovada opened it pretty low, and it's kind of shook out in the middle here. I'm just going to go with the under. The steam came in on Texas A&M reportedly to move it up from maybe 5 to 6. Did see some wide variations of the opener in this one. I'm not sure I ever had a shot at any of them, so I'll just kind of stick with the general money here, and I'm going to take this one to go under 50.5 with Arkansas and Texas A&M. Thomas is on Arkansas with me. Louisville is taking on Notre Dame in this one, and Notre Dame's a touchdown favorite. I guess all's fine and dandy now all of a sudden with Notre Dame, huh? You want to take them laying a touchdown? I'm not sure that I do, but see this total move here down from 48, maybe 47.5. Here just seems to be going down, and maybe I do prefer this move here to the under. It seems like cappers are favoring the under. I'm showing 80% of the cappers that I follow on the under in this one, and they do prefer Notre Dame for the most part. But man, can they really get another victory here by more than a touchdown in this one? I'm going to take the under with Louisville and Notre Dame. Robert Franklin's on Louisville and Thomas is on Notre Dame. All right, Wisconsin's coming out to take on USC. I hate the fact that all these matchups feel like Rose Bowls, and that's just a new Big Ten, but does take a little bit of the luster off the old Rose Bowl a little bit. All right, in this one, you got the move definitely on USC here as far as the steam is concerned, but it feels like it's shook right down here at 14 points or so right now. The widely reported steam came in on USC here in this one, but I show handicappers prefer Wisconsin by about a 2-to-1 ratio, and pretty heavy volume for the cappers here. And the public, I show them 2/3 of the public here on USC tickets wise, and I don't know if they can get a blowout victory necessarily. I wish there was a little bit of more value here. 14's fine, and maybe you want to add a hook or something, maybe even up to 15 or 15.5. I'm going to take Wisconsin here. I don't have it as a blowout here, if you know what I mean. It may end up being, maybe it's a game that's going to be more in the 40s. So I think the 2 touchdowns is going to be more what I'm interested in, taking these points here in this one. Thomas is on SC. All right, Markel, thank you for stopping in today. Hope he's not behind us. But he's maybe just starting the college football coverage, but do appreciate Marcel every time. Okay, Texas San Antonio here going up against East Carolina Pirates. And man, I don't know if my Earl brothers were been here when I've been on the Pirates. Maybe I've been on the Pirates in the wrong situation now that I think about it, but kind of want to be on UTSA here. I'm not sure. Just give me the under. I don't want to upset the boys here at this point, but I do think this is going to be an under game that gets played in the high 40s, I would think, here in this one. We've seen the move here, right? Move to the over for the most part, maybe just a point and a half, if that. Actually, some of the books maybe opened up even at 55, but the tickets are so heavy on the over here that I got to think the public's going to be wrong big time. And I like the under in this one to be in the 50s or late 40s. I think the guys had to go do their show or get ready for their show. Want to say hello to Real Madrid Doge in there, giving us some action with Barcelona and Bayern Munich. And all right, let me see here. I do have ECU for Robert Franklin in this one. North Carolina and Duke. now here, and how will North Carolina, bounce back here? Feels like in this one, I don't know if I want to trust them at this point. Although I do show handicappers here, 75% of them on North Carolina. Tickets are relatively split here, but I'm going with the under at 56. I don't think it's going to be getting to 56 here with North Carolina and undefeated Duke. Don't forget. And cappers are going to be split down the middle on the total, but I want under here. It's really my only play right now. I don't know if I got anything on the side in this one. Maybe I'll look at it closer to game time and just make a bet myself because if anything, I think I would probably side with the cappers here. And like I said, they seem to prefer North Carolina. And man, look at this line, actually. I got to update that. No wonder. Okay, Duke is down to maybe a 1.5 point favorite now at some books. So we're seeing a move here on North Carolina for sure. All right, I'm ready if you guys are with some of those steam plays at FCS, but they're not coming in just yet. All right, Oakland A's, Seattle Mariners, steam on the over here. They took it at 7. It's going to go maybe to 7.5 in a Seattle game. Okay. Steam, A's and Mariners over. Also, the Cubs. We already mentioned that first 5 steam. Some steam came in on the Cubs with Hendricks here. I think they're going to be up to maybe $1.25 or so, it looks like. Try to keep you posted, have some fun here, and I'll keep rolling with the plays. Mississippi State and Texas. We're starting to get into a little bit of the afternoon action here now at 4:15 Eastern, 1:15 Pacific with undefeated Texas here in this one. And I'm going to end up taking the under here. It's all the way down now to 59, maybe even 58 I'm showing here at this point. Wow. So I think I've missed out a little bit. It was as high as 61.5. I show at some books. Bovada had it at 61.5. DraftKings opened it at 61, but I was just late to the draw. Handicappers seem to prefer the under here as well. And I'm showing a 5-to-1 ratio. Cappers on Texas here. Widely reported steam came on the under. I'm going to be on the under. Mississippi State and Texas. I think Thomas is going to take the Bulldogs here, plus all those points. 37.5, 38 points here with Mississippi State. Old Dominion and Bowling Green here in this one. We're going to touch them on them all here at this point. You got Bowling Green, a 10.5 point favorite, and the total here at 51. That is up here from the openers, mostly the openers, maybe 49.5 or 40 or 50 here. But man, that seems like a lot of points for this game. Make sure I got the right move here. Yeah, for sure. That seems a lot of points in this game, actually. And I like the under here. I'm not sure why that's not on my premium list. So let me give it out here as a freemium in this one. I strongly like the under with Old Dominion and Bowling Green at 51. I like Bowling Green. 10.5 has me kind of scared. So let me just give out the under here in this one. I'd say my lean, and you know me, I never lean necessarily on the show. Want to give you a play on everything and see how we do. I've got the under here. The steam came in on the over. Cappers prefer Bowling Green here, or I'm sorry, Cappers prefer Old Dominion here by a 2-to-1 margin today. All right, next up will be Louisiana Tech taking on FIU in this one, and you've got Louisiana Tech here on the road, favorite at -2.5, and the total down to 49.5. in this one. Wow, that seems like it's pretty low for this matchup. It feels like to me. I know there's been some injury concerns here, but let me see here. I have a No, I think nothing's changed from at least the standpoint of where I thought going into this game. So let me know what you guys think. I'm on Louisiana Tech here for sure. In this one, I'm going to go ahead and lay a field goal on the road with Tech. Also, I'm going to go ahead with a double play. I like Louisiana Tech and the over here. I'll lay 2.5, and I'm going to go over 49. And man, feel like that's a feel like I just gave out a premium that I wanted to go with on the over here in this one, but I don't think these teams are going to against each other anyway. I think they should be able to have success offensively. Robert's going on the under though, so okay. I'll just give it out as a free play. I'm not going against saying go against Robert, but I was thinking, man, should that have been a premium? But if Robert's going to say under, I'll still stick by my pick on the over. Okay, we're finally starting to get some steam action on some of these on the extra board here with the Tennessee Martin taking on Kennesaw here, and looks like they're on Martin here. Our first report of any steam on the extra board is going to be on Tennessee Martin. Kennesaw was a slight favorite and could be moving here to a pick'em right now. Tennessee Martin is our first steam action on the extra board here on the show, and we still got about an hour. We got about 75 minutes or so. So we're still chucking along here. Robert Franklin likes Louisiana Tech with me, however. So, okay. And again, I think, like I said, it looks like a little bit of a move there. I haven't really seen any widely reported steam so far, but the public's on Louisiana Tech and the over for sure. So call me square. I'm on the square sides here in this one. Oh no, I'm sorry. The not to say Robert's square, but the tickets are heavy on the under. I'm contrarian over. Okay, that's the one we just agreed on. All right, I'm okay. Stanford and Clemson here in the ACC with the Clemson here, a 22-point favorite. Total here currently at 58 in this one. I don't know. Will it be a little bit of a there we go. All right, widely reported steam came in here on Clemson and the under in this one. I already took a pretty good number on the over, so I guess I'm hooked up on the over here at a pretty good number actually at 56.5. And right now, well, I guess it's 57.5 in most of the books. I didn't beat it by too much, but I'm going to take Clemson here. I'd prefer to lay I guess there were some 21s out there somewhere, somehow. No, mostly 21.5, but you could have bought it down, I guess. And I prefer Clemson to be the team that's going to be more likely to cover. This one just feels a little bit dicey. I don't know if I really have a great feel for it, but handicappers seem to do. They prefer Clemson pretty heavy here, actually. Close to over 85% of the cappers I saw are on Clemson here, and the steam came in on Clemson. I'm on Clemson, but man, that's a big number. Arsenal has scored here against Leicester. Thomas likes Clemson here in this one. So maybe we got a consensus play between Thomas and I. That's what it's going to be on Saturdays. If it's Thomas and I, just like the old days when I had some co-hosts, and if we agreed together, that was a consensus play. And since Thomas is my virtual Ed McMahon, it's going to start being on Saturdays. If we agree on the play, it's going to be a consensus, me and Thomas. No disrespect to the chat all-stars, but they're busy. There's a lot of games, and I'm just not even previewing them. It's kind of tough, and I'm not giving you all those little trends and tidbits, I guess. Holy Cross and Syracuse. Another one of the added board games here, under 62. Steam is coming in right now here in this one. The widely reported steam under 62 with Holy Cross and Syracuse. This one's probably going to go down to 61 or lower here right now. All right, keep moving with these big board games here at this point. And Robert is going to go with the over in this one. I'm on it with him. Iowa State and Houston. Here, doesn't feel like the same old school Houston here, really, especially when you look at that total at 43. That looks more Iowa State-ish, and they are a big favorite. But I will say this: I don't think it's 17 anymore. And I typed these lines in early this morning, probably around at least 5 hours ago, it feels like right now. And this one is definitely now south of 17. I'm showing it here right now that the line is currently at, maybe 16, maybe even 15 and a half, as there's been a move here, certainly to Houston. And, well, I'm all about the move, actually. So I guess I call it 15 and a half. I don't want anybody to be disillusioned. There's definitely been a move down to 15 and a half, even at some spots. I'm going to be on Houston here in this one. The widely reported steam came in on the over. I don't know how that's, not sure how that's going to happen, actually. I think this one even goes under this number. I might be using it as a premium later on that package with the Alabama-Georgia game, it feels like. I don't know if this is going to have a lot of points, quite frankly. So give me those points. I think they become more valuable here with Houston plus the points against Iowa State. I know Iowa State's certainly looking pretty good right now with their 3-0 record, and Houston definitely down right now, 1-3, no doubt about it. But I'm going to take Houston here on the show. Thomas is on Iowa State. All right. Next up is Charlotte and Rice. Here with Rice as a favorite. They're -5 here currently. The total 47 and a half. That too, man. Let me get a little steam action here as we start to finally get some of that FCS steam going. This is Bucknell and Lehigh. Steam coming in on the under right now at 54 or so. So this one's going to be heading lower. Bucknell and Lehigh heading down, looks like to 53 or so. A little steam coming in on those FCS games. Get ready, gang. Charlotte and Rice right now, and I'm going to take Rice here as my play, -5 points. The widely reported steam came in on the under, and it still feels like you can get a good number on the under here. So be on the lookout. I feel like this one's going to be in the low 40s for sure. I'm going to go with Rice as my pick here on the show. I think they can win this one by more than a touchdown here. I worry about Charlotte's chances actually hanging in this game today with Rice. I'm going to take Rice minus the points. Monroe taking on Troy. The steam came in on Monroe. The steam came in on the over. Right now I'm showing it there. 6.5, 6.5. What is that? 46.5 it should be. Maybe let me call it 45.5 here in this one because I like the under. So let's put the tough number up there, 45.5. I'm going under as my play here on the show. Yes, steam came in on the over, but I'm only showing some very sharp cappers that I follow on the under. I felt good when I saw that because I was a little concerned, but man, this one seems like to me like it's going to be, closer to 42 or lower than 45.5, 46.5. Like I said, it's only going down here, so I'll make it my free play here in this one. Handicappers prefer Monroe by about a 2-1 margin here today, and also the public also leaning Monroe here, maybe by 3-2. All right, Roberts on Monroe. Tulsa and North Texas here in this one. And man, North Texas, I'll tell you what, the sharpest of the sharps, it does feel like, are on North Texas today. It's hard to disagree, it feels like right now. This one's definitely moved from maybe 6, 6.5 up to 7. Not a huge move. The total here at 68. I would think this is going to be like I think North Texas is going to end up putting the number up there on Tulsa. Yeah, we're going to need some help from Tulsa. I'm taking the over, but I think this one's going to get to 70 or more here with Tulsa and North Texas in this one. Tulsa should have no answers. It feels like for them. The steam came in on Tulsa. Good on them, but I don't know, man. Public heavy on North Texas, though, as well. Handicappers unanimous on North Texas, including some of the biggest names and biggest services in the business are on North Texas. I'm going to go with the over as my play here on the show. All right, next up is Middle Tennessee taking on Memphis. And you got Memphis here, big favorite, laying almost 4 touchdowns in this one. And, well, I would think it's got a better chance of covering 4 touchdowns than it does for Middle to stay in this one. I know these guys can play some interesting games, it feels like, but man, the public is heavy on Memphis. That makes me a little bit weary here, but I'm still going to take them. I think they'll win it by 4 touchdowns or maybe a little bit more here in this one. And maybe we'll see. The steam came in on the over, and it seems like there should be no reason why this one doesn't land somewhere in the 60-point range. It feels like with Memphis favored by almost 4 touchdowns. I've only seen handicappers on Middle Tennessee, so maybe I am a little bit contrarian, but the public, I'm super square here, it feels like, because the public is laying it, but the handicappers are on Middle. So call me square. I'm going to lay it with Memphis here in this one. Robert says, give me the Memphis team total over. Well, I guess I'm all about that, looking at my picks. And like I said, I might be playing that one later on my late update. So make sure you get my late update over there at Winnable. I've got over, I want to say I got maybe 20 plays right now loaded up, and I'm going to have another package of late games over there. Get my plays, get my best opinions over there, kind of given to you here right now, but it really supports me here on the channel. Hopefully you get some winners out of it, and give me a hard time if I don't get it right. But all right, Illinois and Memphis, Illinois and Penn State here in Big Ten action tonight. And you got Penn State here, currently an 18-point favorite, and the total is at 47.5. You got a battle of unbeatens here, the big NBC Big Ten game of the night with these two at 7:30 Eastern and 4:30 Pacific time in this one. And I think I have a premium here for sure. So let me make sure I give out the right play. I'm taking the Illinois Fighting Illini here, plus 18 points in this one against Penn State. Look, I think Illinois can come in and do a good job defensively. I think that's been part of their success here of late. I'm showing handicappers. They're going to be on Penn State here, but maybe just the slightest of margins I'm showing right now. About a 3-2 ratio, maybe handicappers are on Penn State, but I want to take Illinois plus these points. I think 18 points, pretty valuable here in this game that maybe won't be reaching 47.5, if you know what I mean. So give me the dog here with Illinois today against Penn State. We know we got Thomas on Penn State here. Oh, he's taking. Penn State, Illinois, Penn State. I don't know what Thomas is doing. That's okay, Thomas. We'll work on it next week, but we're changing the rules up for you and me. It's going to be you and me consensus on the week. It might be you and me consensus in football. Got only 50 of you in here today, so we're losing viewership. All right. Georgia, Mikey will tell me we're not. Help, Mikey, tell me we're not losing viewership. I know we're on 3 different platforms. And all right, here it is, the big game of the day, the night, here with Georgia and Alabama in this huge SEC game. What are you guys going to do here with this one? Basically a pick 'em right now. Georgia's moved to a 1-point favorite now. I think we can I think we can safely say Georgia is a 1 point favorite here. I've got a premium on the side, so I won't talk too much about maybe what I'm doing as far as the opinion. Let me just update the line, make it look real good. I'll call it Georgia -1 here over Alabama, and that total at 49. Yeah, I'm going to be on the under here in this one as my play. The reported steam did come in on Alabama earlier in the week. I'm showing right now handicappers. They're going to be on Alabama here. By maybe a 4-3 margin here, maybe in the uh, 57% range, it feels like. But handicappers are on the under by a 2-1 ratio here in a pretty large sample size. And another one of these where, to be honest, it feels like the sharpest of the sharps are on the under. Kind of wanted to go with it as a premium, but could get into those high 40s, make it uncomfortable. I still like the under here as my play in the big game tonight. I'm sure you guys will have a little bit of opinion here in this one. Want to say hello to Anthony Gallo. He likes under in that Illinois and Penn State game, and sounds pretty good, Anthony, got to be honest with you. And I think Thomas is on the under with me in Georgia, Alabama for a consensus for Robert, for Thomas and I. All right. All right, let's take a look now on this one with Ohio State taking on Michigan State here in this one. You got Michigan State here currently getting a bushel full of points from Ohio State. I mean, come on here. What's wrong with this picture? I know Ohio State, they're awesome, they're super great, but still, you're going to tell me more than 3 touchdowns here against an undefeated Michigan State team. Handicappers really prefer Ohio State for sure. I'm showing it at a 7-1 ratio here currently right now, so everyone likes Ohio State. I'm taking Michigan State. I'm sure I'm pretty contrarian in this one. Public here, maybe close to 80% of the tickets coming in on Ohio State, according to the combination of line services that I use to track those things. Remember, I'm all about the tickets more so than about the money. All right, Fordham and Monmouth, I'm showing steam coming in here on the under at 60. Fordham and Monmouth heading south of 60, call it 59 or lower here right now. Some FCS steam coming in, Fordham and Monmouth. All right. I'm on Michigan State. I think Thomas is on Ohio State. See, that's why we've got to do the consensus. Thomas and I have some disagreements. So we've got to find the ones we agree on. South Alabama and LSU. You got LSU, a 3-touchdown favorite, and I know for sure. Let me make sure I don't have it as my premium here. Yeah, give me South Alabama here in this one. I'm not sure LSU is all interested necessarily in putting the steamroller on them necessarily. I'm showing handicappers here pretty much on the over in this one. The widely reported steam did come in on the over, and right now it's at 64 at a lot of books. I'll leave 65 up there if you know what I mean. Handicappers preferring South Alabama on about a 3-2 ratio. I think LSU probably wins this one by 17, maybe 19 points, and I'm going to take South Alabama today as my pick here against LSU. Thomas is on LSU. Hello to Keith. Great to have Keith in the chat today. Should be a big day. Sure we have some exciting racing action as well. But great day of college football, no doubt. And I'll keep rolling here with a few more picks, and then we'll run down some baseball picks as well, and maybe we'll find even a pick in the CFL after we did pretty well. Did I even mention those winners yesterday in the CFL? Yeah, we did. 3-1. Okay. Florida State and SMU here, and yeah, about done. I think here with FSU, it feels like at this point. Right now, SMU here, 6-point favorite. I'm showing handicappers pretty heavy on FSU, maybe by a 7-2 margin right now. And Also, the widely reported steam did come in on the over here in this one. And right now, though, only 46 and a half, maybe 47. I think I'm going to take the over as my play here. Yeah, I'm probably going to be involved in the side here today with the premiums, but I'm going to take the over as my play here on the show with Florida State going up against SMU. Take a look in the chat here. We got Thomas on SMU today. And Chris talking about a move there to the under on the Oklahoma State and Kansas State game. Right? And that's supposed to be, isn't that supposed to be fireworks? And there's a move to the under? Say what? Come on, take it. got me peeking right now, actually, after seeing that. But I think we're set. Lee Mathis in the chat. Nice to have you as always. All right, got a few more here right now. We'll keep rolling with Cincinnati and Texas Tech. You're getting my plays here on the morning steam. That's what you're getting. All right, some widely reported steam did come in on the over here in this one. I see this one now currently at 59, and I'm not so sure. I think that's pretty high, actually, for these two, right? I would think that Cincinnati might have some issues here. Both teams come in 3-1 in this one, so Texas Tech does have some injury concerns. I think that's why we've seen maybe the move that we have here, no doubt. You know, they were favored by as many as 4, maybe even 5. Some of the books had it even higher here in this one, but they did get Kelly here, probable, the wide receiver. I know Brown is going to be questionable, so maybe there's some things to be checked out here. I'm going to go with the under, though, in this one with Cincinnati and Texas Tech. Public is about 2/3 on the over here in this one, so I'm gonna go against them. I think in this one, I'm taking the under with Cincinnati and Texas Tech. Thomas is on Texas Tech in this one. Probably going to agree. New Mexico taking on New Mexico State. Now in this one, you got New Mexico here, a favorite on the road by a good margin here, 9 points. All of a sudden, I thought New Mexico at the beginning of the season, weren't we rating them in the bottom 5? And all of a sudden now you got a New Mexico team. They haven't won a game yet, and now they're going to be a 9-point favorite on the road against New Mexico State. I get it. It's one of the worst games on the board and probably isn't even worth 20 seconds of our time on a day like today. But the public certainly here, I'm sorry, the widely reported steam came in on New Mexico. The public is about 3-2 on New Mexico. Handicappers are heavy on New Mexico. I want New Mexico State plus 9 here. I feel like, I'm feeling, I don't know, shouldn't even be a game here in this one, but I think I like the total. Give me the total over. I'm not putting a premium on this game on the total. Come on. New Mexico State. I like it. I'm going to take New Mexico State and the over right now. End of story. This might be not too much better, but Air Force is going to take on Wyoming in this one. I took a play on Air Force on the money line earlier in the week at $1.50, so just got a good price, went with it, and said that's going to be my pick, I think. The widely reported steam came in. I kind of beat it to the punch, so ended up on Air Force here. They're up to a 4-point favorite a lot of places, and that total at 34, you know what? It doesn't seem far off, quite frankly. I would think there's got a lot better chance of this game being in the close to 34, I guess. Maybe it'll be 27, maybe it'll be 30. I think that, we are seeing this total that low for a reason. It was higher, right? Some of the books opened as high as 37. Widely reported steam on Air Force, on the under, and I can't give out a premium under at this one, even just because we missed out. It feels like you need about 35 or so, but I like the under in this game between Air Force and Wyoming. All right. Couple more here. Washington State taking on Boise State. This one is real popular with the sharps. It feels like, it's one of those where, again, I think I've seen the sharpest of the sharps are on this game, either on the side and or the total here from what I've seen. Uh, but mostly on the over here. I'm showing cappers right now from my survey here, 11-1 on the overs, and I like the over as well at 65.5. There's no value here. This one was lower. Feels like even as low as 63.5 or 64. So just doesn't feel like we've gotten the best of the price here in this one, but I do like it over pretty strong. So I'm still going to go over. I'm going to give it out here on the show, and I think I'm going to be on the side here eventually tonight as part of my winnable package. So please subscribe to the plays, get my best plays over there. And Thomas will take Boise State. He'll lay the points in this one. Couple more here right now with Arizona taking on Utah. And the Utes, a 9-point favorite here in this one against the Wildcats. And this one, look, it was higher for sure. I think mostly 11 and a half, maybe even 12 or higher here in this one. But we know the news now here. Cam Rising, a little bit of more injury woes. He's got a hand injury. He's questionable. So going to have to take a stab a little bit at this one. I know there's some indication out there that, whatever reason he could have trouble meeting into this game. So I'm going to take Arizona here. I don't know if it's value with 9 points. I don't know if we've missed the boat with 9 points at this point. I'm just going to grab Arizona plus these 9 points. And what maybe, look, the steam came in on the under. It was as high as 52 was an opener at Bet Online, so kind of missed the boat there a little bit, but still feels like still might be some room to breathe with this under here. I'm going to take Arizona here plus the points. Thomas is on Utah. Either Thomas and I, we're butting heads here on some of these games. All right, I got one more, I believe, right? With Oregon and UCLA here in this one. We've got Oregon, a huge favorite here, 25.5 points. And it's been rough maybe for the Bruins at this point with a 1-2 record, and Oregon all of a sudden is clicking again. But the move has been on Oregon for sure. You see it here at 25.5. It definitely was lower than this at a lot of spots here coming in. So I'm going to take the Bruins here as my play. I don't know if I can not take 25.5 points in this one. It looks like it's 25.5 all over the place. A couple of places in Vegas here down to 24.5. But the steam came in on Oregon. The steam came in on the under, and that's probably what has me more interested. I don't know if this is going to be a 56-point game when it's all said and done with Oregon and UCLA today. So let me just call it from there and call it UCLA. I know I've seen the cappers here that I follow are mostly on Oregon. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of heavy volume in this game from handicappers, actually. And that's going to do it for these college football games. Hello to Dre. Thomas is on UCLA with me. Consensus for Thomas and I.
Final.
All right, that's going to do it for college football. Thank you, everybody on the chat, mostly Thomas. But again, just getting my plays here. And, man, I knocked that out pretty good. I'm well ahead of schedule here. I was going to try to drag it out. By the time these steam moves come rolling in, maybe we'll have bought ourselves an hour of time with it. Or, hey, you know what? I can always get out of here early. Again, we've got coming up right after the show here. Going to be live with the fellas covering the UFC card here on the Sports Money Network with live betting with that exciting card today from Paris. It starts at noon Eastern and 9 a.m. Pacific, and they'll get you started at 11:40 Eastern and 8:40 Pacific here as those fights get underway. Of course, culminating here tonight with that main event between Saint Denis and Moicano there, and a couple other good ones leading up to that. Imavov and Brendan Allen. So you got Saint Denis, a 250 favorite in this one, maybe even a little bit higher at some of the sharp books, actually. And Moicano at about a $2 dog. But you can get my plays here. I host a popular webcast. Yes, make sure you check out the fellas with the Morning Strike show with their picks and previews as well, and then join them right away. They get right into the card, preview a few fights, and then they'll be into the, before you know it, be right into the action. And I have my podcast as well with BB this week, previewing the action for this card as well. And you get all my plays by subscribing over there at the Winnable app. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20%, but I've picked every fight on the card today with my projected outcome of whether it be a submission or a knockout or a decision and what round it's in. It's very clean, it's very concise, and you can play the whole card with me here today with the UFC card from Paris. All right, here we go now. We're going to get into a little bit of Major League Baseball action here, cover a few games here if your team is in the playoffs or if you have something to play for. You're in the preview today with a few plays here, no doubt. And here we go. Take a look at some of these. Few games I'm going to actually be in and up on the fly here a little bit because there were a couple that the pitching matchup wasn't quite set. We did see Brieski now going to get that start for Detroit. I think we were expecting that. So, again, we're just going to be going over the plays here, it feels like, today. And also, we're going to be involved in the NHL preseason. Our card's going to go out on the free subscription on the Winnable app. And we had a pretty good day yesterday. So, see if we can't keep it going there. I'm pretty sure we'll get around to NHL preseason before we get to the MLS and stuff like that right now. Just, it's just easier to follow along the beat writers a little bit and get that information. That's basically what it's based on when you talk about a busy day like this. All right, I did see some steam here coming in on a main board game here just now, so I want to check it out. It's on North Carolina in that game against Duke. That's interesting, right? Right now I'm showing North Carolina. Maybe this game's going to go down possibly to a pick'em here. Is that right? Take a look here at this one right now and see exactly how much this one has moved here with North Carolina and Duke. I'm showing North Carolina now all the way up to a 1-point favorite in that one. Big move here. North Carolina taking some big time steam. It's a pick'em right now at Circa, but the move appears to be here on North Carolina right now, here on the morning steam. Wow. Okay. Here we go with the Pirates taking on the Yankees here in this one. I've got the under for sure here with Skeens going up against Eel. Thomas likes the Pirates. Dre likes the over. I'm taking the under with the Pirates and the Bucks. The Pirates and the Yankees. Here, it's football time. Okay, next up, got White Sox here. The total, I think, just starting to come across at 7.5 right now. With Brieski here, just a huge favorite. Certainly a bit of an opener here, but he might be asked to work a little bit deeper here. Detroit, what a moment, what a situation to come back. One of the best playoff pushes we've seen in baseball history. Actually, the Tigers practically left for dead. I would imagine they'll keep it going, and I'm going to lay the run line here with the Tigers in this one. I may even give out some totals on some of these. I think I like this one to go over. I think I prefer the Tigers heavy here, but I'll go Tigers run line and the over in this one. Uh, this baseball might be my baseball picks for the day. I don't know if there'll be a premium package or even a free package here on some of this baseball. I think we're going to give it out all right now after just the way I studied the card last night. I don't know if I'm going to wait for too many moves here on a busy day like today when so many games don't mean much, and I'm only going to talk about maybe the big games here, it feels like. So, and Dre with me. Oh, Dre's on the under, actually, and I'm on the over. So far, Dre and I can't click. All right. Phillies and Nationals. Hey, we had that premium winner yesterday. I know on that over, and it seemed like that was easy early on, wasn't it? And we already talked about the steam that came in on Washington. I like that, actually. I think the Phillies here, maybe they're taking a breather, maybe they're taking a deep breath here, but they have looked a little rough around the edges over the last couple of games here. So I'm going to take the Nationals here on the run line today with Mackenzie Gore in this one. And they are plus 1.5 at probably a pick a minus $1.10 or so here. And I'm also going to be on the under in this one. I'll go ahead and give it out right now. Both, but I think the Milwaukee side is, I mean, the Nationals side is my preferred play on the run line. I'll also take a shot here with the under today with the Phillies and the Nationals. All right. Here's Dre with the under. And the Astros here are going up against the Guardians with Verlander. Now, can Verlander get right here? They really could use him to, get square here, it feels like. Now, I do think this is the game to do it. I'm taking the Astros here. I'm looking for Verlander. I'm just going to take the Astros here in this one. The total here, I think, let me see if it's moved. I'm not really going to update these totals too much here on screen, but this one has gone, it's 8.5 now at Circa. If it gets there to 8.5, I think I might look under still, but let me just go with the Astros here in this one as my play here with Verlander to get right. Thomas is going to be on the Guardians, though. And, I get it. Like I said, these teams are probably just, this is even though I said we're going to put these games in there, this one, not too much going on. It feels like, yes, the Guardians are still battling, certainly with the Yankees, and the Astros do not have anything to play. They're probably stuck in their position right now as a division winner. Currently, the Guardians trail the Yankees by 1 game. So they do have that slight motivation here, but also I've got the motivation of a Justin Verlander that needs the confidence here if he wants to be a big part of the Astros. You feel like he'll still be a big part of the Astros postseason. And, quite frankly, it may be a situation where it hinges on a guy like Verlander to come through, where he definitely has been struggling here of late. Struggling. I think we just say it, right? Struggling. All right, we saw what the Earl brothers had in this one. Certainly, they said don't trust the Mets today in this one. But let me take a look, because I think I'm on the Mets here, gang, against the Brewers. And look, we had this series nailed yesterday, right, with the Brewers on the show. So I think I'm going to be fine to come in here with a couple of left-handers here in this one. I'm going to be on the New York Mets here as a probably even money, it feels like here. And I'm on the under, I think. Let me make sure here. Yeah, the totals are mostly 8.5 out there. I show 8 listed currently, but I think mostly it's 8.5. I'll put 8 over 15 maybe, but it feels like most of the books right now are up 8 under or 8.5 under. So widely reported steam did come in on the over, so that's going to give me a little bit of room there, and I'm going to go with the Mets and the under for a double play here in this one. And Thomas, he starts right here at 9 a.m. We're ready to go here in 1 hour with college football. Thomas is on the Mets here with me. And let me just peek at something here real quick. See some little bit of news coming out, but if I can't get a second opinion on this one, I'm just going to bypass it. A second source, if you know what I mean. All right. I'm gonna be on the Mets here in this one, and I'll lean. I'm gonna call it a lean, I guess, on that total. But Mets are my preferred play in the game. All right. Here we go. Next up, gonna keep rolling here. Orioles and Twins in this one, and I didn't even have a total out there, but I think I do right now. Here in this game, I'm showing the total currently at 9. I'll call it a 9. Again, a couple of these when I got to putting in the graphics, didn't even have all the pictures listed and things like that. So these were a little bit late to come on board here, but let me just match it up with my ratings here. I'm on Minnesota here in this one with Matthews as my pick. I'd need more work on it to get on the total. I've just seen the total really for the first time here. So, I mean, it's right in line with my estimates, I think. And I'll just roll with Minnesota as my play. All right. Thank you for your comments. Thomas is on the over here in this one. And the Philly Eagle Flyers says, yeah, this is a day to tread lightly here in Major League Baseball. Certainly. And that's why I'm just firing away. It feels like, but you're getting my best plays here on the show. Like I said, the best plays today, college football, going to be behind the paywall and all that. Saturday, last weekend, 2 days left of the baseball season. You're getting all free plays right here. You know what I mean? Royals and Braves in this one. And let me check this one, but I'm sure I'm on the Braves here in this game. Yep. Braves here, maybe on the run line. How about Braves -1 today as my play? I think that's where I want to go, but I'm going to go with the over here at 7.5. It may be 8 already. I am showing an 8 juice to the under at DraftKings, and let me go ahead and give that out a little bit. I'm going to go. My preferred play is Braves, but I'm also going to lean to the over here. I'll call it 8 under 15 here. It looks like as the worst price anyway, but give me the Braves -1. Since handicappers are actually playing this game pretty heavy today with the Braves. And I'll take them at -1, and I'll go with the over. All right. Thomas said he took him 9. So Thomas better be, you better take a victory lap tomorrow, Thomas. This is where we're button heads. All right. Padres here against the Diamondbacks. I said that steam came in on the Diamondbacks on the show there, and that had me concerned a little bit. So let me take a deeper look here, but I was going to go with the Padres here, but maybe more interestingly, I should just take the under in this one. That's what I'll do as my play. I'll hold off right now on that move on the Padres. I kind of want to take the Padres gang, but let me look into it and see what happened. Maybe the move came in on Arizona because the Padres definitely are going with a little bit of what looks to me to be a bullpen game if Vasquez is going to start here. So maybe that's what it was based on. It still seems like way too high of a number. It's all the way up to like $1.75 or $1.80. I'm going to want the Padres here, and maybe look, I get the motivations. Maybe we should at least talk about the situation with every team. I shouldn't just assume that we only talk about it every day in depth on the show. We don't have a million games, but right now, three-way tie, Braves, Mets, and Diamondbacks, and of course, right now the Braves and the Mets are have those two games in hand. So a lot's going to come down to what happens with their games over the next 2 days in their series. The Mets and the Brewers, of course, the Braves, of course, against the Royals, and the Diamondbacks here against the Padres. So I don't know. I was thinking the Padres to play a little bit of spoiler. Give me the Padres on the run line here. I just can't stand it at that price. Even I'll take the Padres today. I know the motivation is there for those teams, but oh, thanks, Thomas. I don't even. Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't think I had the price up because I don't think there was one that I trusted there at this point. But I will put it up there. I think I said it pretty clearly because $1.80, right? Oh man, and Braves are up north of $2 here right now. $1.80, and we'll call the total 9/20 for sure. It could be 9/25, but I'll leave it conservative because I'm going under in there. I'm taking Padres run line and the under in that one. All right, one more here between important teams, I guess. Dodgers here, big favorite against the Rockies, and well, you know what? This one might be a spot where, yeah, I'm kind of a let's try the Rockies type of guy, but I don't know. Here, I want to take the Dodgers on the run line. Whoops. Dodgers on the run line, and another under for me in this series here. Just feels like the under here in this one, and at 11.5 currently. Oh man, it's down to 11. I'm showing even some 10.5s right now. So let me just give it on the show as a free play on the under as well. We'll call it 10.5 over 20. And Dodgers, big favorite here, although it's not 265 here anymore. It might even be 250 or lower. So I don't know. Maybe there is value there on the Dodgers today. And I will take the Dodgers on the run line in this one, and I will take the under. The widely reported steam did come in on Colorado in this one. All right. Well, I made it well before I thought I'd be talking forever, but again, we didn't really, dive into any of the trends or stats or anything like that with a million games. I just want to get you my plays here. Thanks, you guys. Thomas on the run line there as well. And thanks to the 50 of you hanging with me here today. Hopefully we'll just pick a bunch of winners and make you come back. Hopefully it wasn't the lack of breakdowns and all that, but got a ton of games today, so just enjoy. Hit me up over at the Winnable app. Let me give you I got a CFL play here in the Carla Football League. If I can get that to you. Also, we've got my UFC up there right now. Okay, 2 games in the CFL today. We've got Ottawa taking on, I don't have any graphics here. You know what? There's a lot of graphics to type in. So Ottawa's at Saskatchewan tonight. You got Saskatchewan, a 3.5. That's the day game, actually. Saskatchewan, 3.5 point favorite, and the total is 51. I think I'm more interested in the night game here. Let me just let me give the play. That's what I'll do. More interested in the night game here in this one, where I'm going to take the Toronto Argonauts I think they're going to be a pick'em or so. Let's see if I have the current line, taking on Montreal. So that's, maybe a little bit of a contrarian side. Montreal's been so awesome. They're still a 1 point favorite or so right now, Montreal, but I'm taking Toronto here. Toronto's just 7-6, I think, this season, and Montreal has already got 10 wins so far, but I'm going to end up here on Toronto at home as my CFL play of the day. We'll just probably leave it at that for my one play in the CFL. We did pretty well yesterday. If I have something on Ottawa, Saskatchewan, maybe I'll send it out. All right, we did see one Steam move here just come in here. I'll stay on the air as long as we get some updates, but other than that, we might be uh, getting ready for the show. That'll give me a few minutes to grab some breakfast so I can hang out and watch the guys coming up here in just about 30 minutes or so as I get you ready for that coverage from that UFC card over in Paris on ESPN Plus. All right, it was on Florida Atlantic here. Took the Steam. Let me see where that is. They're playing Wagner, so that's an extra game. Game number 904. The Steam came in on Florida Atlantic minus 33. It's up to 34 or so right now. Steam came in there on Florida Atlantic. All right, let me get a few more comments in the chat from you guys, but I think that's going to do it. No problem, Thomas. We're changing the rules. A consensus play moving forward is going to be when you and I agree. And I think that's what it's going to be. And I have no problem with that. So that'll be, I think NFL is a little different, right? We'll have plenty of opinions tomorrow, but I think in college football, we're going to move it to consensus plays when Ramon and Thomas agree. So, all right. I think that's going to do it for the morning Steam. I was hoping to maybe a little more action from the Sharps here, but maybe it'll probably come after we get off the air. I want to thank everyone for joining me here on the morning Steam, but just stick around right here on the Sports Money Network for the coverage of the UFC here in 30 minutes right here on the channel. Please make sure you come back. They're going to be with you all day through the card. It's a 14 I want to say it's a 14 fight card. I hope I got that right, fellas. Here, let me see. I'm going to check it out here. But yeah, I think, 14 fight card from Paris. So they'll be going several hours here. And I'll be in the chat, hanging out in the chat. So join me in there. I'll be typing in some comments, making some picks and all that. And you get my picks on the UFC card right now by choosing to subscribe to my service at the Winnable app. Again, today's plays, I don't know, it's like $3 or $4. You get all my college football plays. There's over 20 loaded up right now. I'm a high volume player. Hey, I wish I could just pick 1 or 2 games, but why would you want to do that on an awesome day like this? You can't go 10-0 by picking 2 games. So join me over at the Winnable app and use the promo code STEAM. I've got 20 college plays lined up. I've got my full UFC card, and we're going to find a little more action somewhere in there, despite how busy it is today, what we have time for. I'm a one-man operation, so the work has to be done. We just don't go giving out play. Yeah, maybe we do here on the show, but you know what I mean. These are the free plays, the ones that didn't quite make the cut, but I want you to know what my opinion is, and I want you to come back here and enjoy the show tomorrow. We're seeing a move right now with Monmouth in that game. We already talked about the steam that came in on the under in the Fordham and Monmouth game. Now they're steaming Monmouth at 15 or higher. It looks like it's going to 16 or more here. Monmouth could be headed for a considerable victory in this one, maybe in the range of, I don't know, 37-17 in favor of Monmouth today. Will that be the score? We'll see. I'm not giving out a score. I'm just kind of weighing the move there. I guess if you look at it, it's going to be a little bit different than that. You might figure 37-20 or so. But anyways, use that QR code in the upper right-hand corner or go to winnable.com/Ramon. That's winnable with 2 I's there, and get picks from me all day, including my secondary and tertiary plays on some other. Maybe we'll get to the MLS. It'll be part of the free service tonight. Want to appreciate everyone for joining me here on the show. All right, that's going to do it. Stick around for the guys. They're just moments away here to come on the air, about a half an hour from now, but I want to make sure you guys know. I know I keep saying it, but I was hoping to get a little more steam action out of that today, but just join me over there at the Winnable app. All right, for Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.